Hello again and welcome to my Vintage Audiophile channel. I am now producing my 91st video and getting closer to that 100 mark. Today I'm going to be talking about a system I have here, which is from 87, 88 if I remember right. It is a Hitachi system. It is a preamp and amplifier separates that came out. As you can probably see here, it does have the rosewood sides, which was kind of a thing back in the late 80s, very early 90s. It gave everything a kind of finer look to it, but they only did it on the top of the line models that they produced. Across the board, whether it be Pioneer or Sony or who knows how many. Those are the ones I can think of offhand. Just gave it that little nicer touch. This one is the HMA 120 AV power amp and the HTA 120 AV preamp, which also has a built-in tuner and built-in equalizer. Came out in, like I say, the late 80s. It was had a power handling capacity of 120 watts per channel, but it could do a peak of 180 if you really wanted to push it. Probably more better with like 6 ohm speakers, and it had a 0.08% total harmonic distortion, which is pretty good. Not the best I've ever seen, but actually very, very good nonetheless. It was Hitachi's version of their high-end stuff that they made at that time. They had quite a few different amps and preamps that they came out over the years that and this is kind of one of the latter ones that I am aware of. Above that you'll see I have a Vector Research linear tracking VT300 that I have hooked up. You can see it's a little bit bigger size than that, and this is actually the narrowest normal record player that I have. The one thing that's different about this particular Hitachi system, it's only 16 inches wide, which is a good full inch narrower than your standard stuff that was out then and still exists today. 17-inch kind of became a norm, but this one comes in just a little smaller than that, and it has a little smaller signature, but it by no means has any kind of degradation in quality at all. The preamp weighs in at probably about 15 pounds, where the preamp weighs in probably closer to 30, and that's because it has a really beefy power supply and main transistors. And as you can see on here, we have the power button for the amp. We have an A and a B speaker selector. It's pre home theater, so it only has 2 sets of speakers. It has a phone jack. The preamp amplifier is much more busy looking because it has a lot of features on it. Number one, it has the adjustable EQ here, which you can either activate or defeat by pushing a button. It does have the power button, and then it has buttons here for tape, CD, phono, tuner, TV, VCR, and another VCR. and it does have an enhancer button, which I've never really used, but it doesn't seem to have much of effect in 2-channel. Probably if you have 4 speakers hooked up, it would work a little bit better, give it a spatial type of thing for like the VCR type TV stuff. Then over here you've got your up and down tuning. It's got a mute button, and up here you got your volume up and down, your stereo indicator, the indicator for what particular channel you might be on when you're playing FM. And it has 10 presets that you can preset for AM and 10 for FM. It has a video hold button, which I've never used. I don't really remember what that's for anymore, because I've never really, back then I wasn't into TV sound system, because my TV was just a standard TV with rabbit ears antenna on it. And then it has your EQ button, which is your either turn on or defeat of the EQ. So it does have quite a few gadgets on it that you can tailor your music to. Right now I've got it turned on the AM FM, so I'm going to turn it up, and this particular tuner is really sensitive. I'm basically just have a speaker wire hooked up for an antenna, and I can get a lot of stations on here that come in better than a lot of other setups that I have. This one's been kind of away for a while, but I decided to dig it out so I could show the world just what kind of stuff Hitachi was producing on the higher end of their scale in the late 80s. So I'm going to turn up the volume here a little bit and start playing some of the FM stations, see what they sound like. This station here is usually a pretty hard station to get on other stuff that I have. It doesn't come in very well, but on this one it comes in pretty well.
The whole LSO album is fantastic, by the way. Now Darius is playing at the club next Tuesday, which just...
This allows a one-time only gift to your spouse for up to...
And I have it on auto, so that finds the most stations that I can without having to worry about any steps or any distortion.
When they went man to man, they could.
Listening on iHeartRadio.
And as you can see, there are quite a few stations here. Luckily, where I live, there are a number of stations. I can usually easily program 25 stations on FM if I want to. Might not listen to every single one, but just to see how many I can program, I'll usually program anything that comes in decent, and I can get up around 25 channels, so that's nice. I know some areas of the country ain't so fortunate, and that's a tragedy. But you get the hand you're dealt with, I guess. Next, like I say, I've got this Vector Research VT300 linear tracking turntable. I'll take the lid up so you can see what it is. I've got play a little bit of a song here that I've already got queued up. As you can see, this is a fairly nice turntable. It is a direct drive. It has your repeat button, your queuing button, your start and stop or fast forward, reverse, your power button, and it has a little thing under here that you can adjust for getting rock steady speed. And right now I'm looking, you can't see it very well from here, but I'm looking at the indicator off to the side over here, and it is rock steady. You can see the light here a little bit, but I'd have to move my camera to show it to you, and I don't have the steadiest of hands sometimes. So I'm going to put a little bit of this record on here, show you what it sounds like. Better make sure I've got it on phono right now, which I do, and I will push the queuing. And I guess I don't. There we go, there's phono. Shows that the amp is on, and then your power meters. I wish I would have bought the cassette deck that went with this a long time ago. I don't believe that they had a cassette deck that had the rosewood sides. If anybody is aware of one, could you please let me know in the comments if there is one, because I've really missed having a cassette for this particular machine. Of course, it would have to be the same size width, 16 inches. So that kind of puts a damper on things too, because most cassette decks are 16 and a half or 17 inches. And in order for it to look right, it would kind of have to be the same width. So please leave a comment if you do know of a model Hitachi that came out in 87, 88 era that did have that side rosewood or 16-inch size. I'd greatly appreciate it. I've always wanted one, didn't get one at the time, didn't think I needed one because I had different goals and different plans back then when I was much younger. We're talking 35 plus years ago. So now I wish I would have gotten it at the time. And like I say, I don't even remember anymore if they did have rosewood side cassette deck or if it was a single or double or whatever. The mind gets a little hazy after a while. But anyways, that is my little demonstration for today. Hopefully the video here sparks some interest in your own quest for audio nirvana. There's nothing wrong with this particular setup. It's always nice to have separates to isolate things so that there's no crosstalk or stuff like that. If you Google the HMA 120AV, you will see some comments from other people saying how much they enjoy it and how much it performs much better than one would think, considering it's Hitachi, which was not a big selling brand over here. They were huge in Japan and other parts of the world, but over here in America, they did not really have a huge following because there were so many other brands out there that to choose from. So it makes it a little bit rarer to have it, and I'm glad I do have it. And I do, now that I've hooked it up again and rediscovered what it's like, maybe I'll be playing it a little bit more than I have in recent years. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I would very much appreciate it. And also don't hesitate to leave any comments or questions that you may have, because I do answer all of them. And until next time, please have a great day. Take care, and I will see you in my next video, which will be 92. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.